Hey, welcome back to the Breaking Bad Insider Podcast. My name is Kelly Dixon, and we're here to talk about episode number 311, which is called... What's it called?
It's called Albuquerque. Thanks for doing your homework on that
one. I'm here with my executive producer, Vince Gilligan.
Hola.
I'm here with the director of that episode, Michelle McLaren.
Hello.
The editor of that episode, Skip McDonald.
Hi there.
And unfortunately... the writer of that episode is here too, Tom Schnauz. No, I love Tom Schnauz. He's my buddy.
One of two writers.
Right.
That's right. And
John
Scheiben.
Right. John Scheiben wrote the other half. Do either of you guys like writing as a team? Was it difficult? So it wasn't.
No, it was very smooth. I mean, having worked with John on Lone Gunman and X-Files, and
it's great because you get twice as much done in half the time, and the whole thing is I was joking a second ago. The whole thing is a collaborative medium. And anyone who thinks it's otherwise is deluding themselves.
I have a question for you guys. How did you come up with the teaser for this?
We didn't set out this season to have so many what you might call flashback teasers, but it's sort of the way it's played itself out. And who better to revisit than Jane, who meant so much to Jesse and was a pleasure to work with.
One thing I was going to ask you to explain, though, that was the title. It's... when I saw it, it was, it's, I guess you pronounce it...
Albuquerque. It's a town where George O'Keeffe lived and considered her home for many years. And so much, that's why I picked it, because so much of this episode is about home, Hank not wanting to go home, Walt trying to get back into his home. I also like the title Albuquerque because it sort of sounds a little bit like ABQ from last season. Not that there's anything in the two episodes that connect consciously, but...
Not that we know of.
It was a
really
fun scene to cut, and Jesse and Andrea are like a real couple. Mm-hmm. They just connect with each other.
So think about the cool trick you did in the teaser in that one shot. I'm always blown away when you do this stuff and when Kelly does this stuff on the Avid. So many things you can do in the Avid that are like magic to me.
When Jane exited the frame, she was gone before Jesse exited. So I split the frame and pulled her up and had her exiting frame while Jesse was exiting frame.
And this is that wide reverse where we're looking over the two of them at the painting.
At the painting.
Right.
Yeah. And in the original take, she was already out of frame.
Yeah.
So we cheated it and made her exit.
So once again, thank you for saving my butt.
You're welcome.
Can you talk about a little bit, because you're a great director on our show, but you're also a producer on our show, and you have to deal with logistics and money. Can you talk about what's involved when you have like a big crane like this and the people that you have to deal with?
This is when Jesse goes to Combo's Corner. So because it's the end of the episode, I thought it would be nice to do a nice dramatic crane shot. And then you have to lock off everywhere you see. So on every side street, there's a cop or a PA or somebody preventing from a car or a person driving in or walking into your shot.
God bless all the traffic PAs, and I know
and
Tom and I did that.
Team,
Tom and I did that in New York. I did it for like one day in New York, trying to stop people from parking or driving through the shot. And
I started as a parking PA.
People do not like being told they can't drive through or
can't park here. Oh, businesses love that.
Yeah,
People love you. I don't know if it's technically Narcotics Anonymous, but you've got them going to sort of a meeting.
We don't identify it by any specific, particularly, but they're going to a support group kind of a meeting, and
now you've got them pushing.
We don't judge our characters, but don't think that we think they're doing good things here. I mean, this is obviously. These are people who make extraordinarily bad choices, starting with Walter White. But they always do have the reasons. They may not be good reasons, but they have the reasons nonetheless.
So, Tom, you wrote in the cutest little boy in this show. And Michelle, you had told me a story a couple of days ago. I was wondering if you could tell that story again.
Again, Kira, our wonderful casting person in Albuquerque, put the call out to the schools and everything, and all these little kids came in, and Ian was one of them, and he got the part, and he's fantastic. I wanted to do a shot with him sitting at the table with Jesse and Andrea, and of course he's very little, so I needed him to be sitting up high. So I looked at Ian, and I said, "Okay, Ian, we're going to put you in a booster," and he looked at me, and he gave me a look that was so defiant. There was absolutely no way I was going to argue. And he looked at me and he said, no. He never said no to anything else the entire episode. I think he was wonderful.
He was always there. always knew his lines,
He was
and
matched.
even he improvised.
Yeah, he
He
improvised,
did.
and he
He
remembered
wrote-
his lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wrote his own line, and it ended up in the cut, and he matched it
Yeah,
every time.
he did.
He was
Well,
Aaron
what
improved a
was
little
it?
thing. Aaron improved a little thing with his fingers, switching fingers from hand to hand. And Ian says that's not real, and that was his own line he wanted to say. And we were like, yeah, sure, say that. And he did it every take. He did it the same way.
So thanks everybody for listening. Let's go Break Bad.